Peyton, who was the guy? He starred in the original Tron movie.
Right.
Back for the second one. It's just been bothering me all day. I can't think of it. I can't think of it.
You know what? We probably can't think of it because our thinking hats aren't on.
You're right.
All right. So 3, 2, 1. Son, this is wrong.
Oh.
This is wrong. Oh.
Wait, but this does feel kind of right though. Wait, hold a second. Tony Hawk, Orange Juice, Battle Boards. Dude, this is so great.
Are you just naming white people things? Okay, we're gonna switch the hats back. 3, 2, 1.
Oof.
Yeah.
Okay.
It was better.
It's better. I don't. This feels right. Jeff Daniels.
Jeff Daniels.
That's it, man. God. I was thinking of Bay Bridges, Jeff Bridges, Jeff Foxworthy.
Maybe we should do a what to watch now. We haven't done one in like what, a month?
It's been quite a minute. That's really nice, that watch there. Where'd you get that?
I found it.
Oh, really?
A dead guy. Hey guys, welcome back to What to Watch. It has been a hot minute.
It's been
It
quite
has
a
been
minute.
a while.
It really has. We've been busy with a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
I've been sick.
You've been sick. You took a well-deserved vacation.
I did.
I've been taking that time to watch movies constantly.
Good.
The most recent one I saw, just to keep you guys up to date with what I'm watching, I didn't tweet it out, but I did see Nocturnal Animals.
I've seen the commercial for that.
Yeah. If you guys don't know, that's the latest thriller, I guess, is what they're advertising it as.
That Tom Ford movie?
Yeah, it's a lot more cerebral of a movie than just a simple thriller. But yeah, it's Tom Ford, who did A Simple Man back in 2013, I believe,
Yes.
and starring Colin Firth. But this movie starring Amy Adams and Jake Gyllenhaal is a very intricate movie. It's only his second movie, and he makes a masterclass of the film. Definitely one of the weirdest openings of a movie that I've ever seen, and a really open-ended ending that will leave you talking about the movie for a while. Don't go see this with your family. It's a very odd movie, and see it separately and then talk about it together. It's a weird movie to watch.
Or take a date that likes that kind of stuff with it too. Go do that.
Yeah. No, actually, don't go take. This is a bad date.
Well, okay, all right,
See
all
it by
right,
yourself.
all right.
Yeah, don't take your date.
I'm sorry.
That's like going to see Gone Girl with a date. Like, just don't. If you've seen Gone Girl, you know exactly why that's a bad idea.
What about the girl, girl with the dragon tattoo?
Yeah. So Nocturnal Animals. If you're excited about that movie, definitely go see it. It's a huge movie. We're talking about the big movie that's coming out this week.
Yes.
Rogue One.
Of course.
Rogue One, definitely one of my most anticipated movies of the year.
We've been talking about it for months. How this is leading up to it.
Exactly, and after The Force Awakens was so hyped up and delivered, it was really interesting to see if this anthology film would get off the ground and get people excited. They dropped that trailer with Vader, and this has been the most talked about movie for the past few months. And what have people been saying about it, Chris?
I read a review today, and generally the reviews, one of them I read has that this movie, just like The Force Awakens, it reinvigorates the entire Star Wars franchise. Again, this movie is fresh. For those who don't know, this movie takes place. It's not a part of the trilogy of movies that they're doing. This is not a sequel to Force Awakens, nor does it take place. This actually takes place before the original Episode 4 Star Wars movie from 1977. It's about a group of rebels who actually steal the plans of the Death Star. And so you're not going to see any Jedis. You're actually just going to see stormtroopers and rebels battling out with blasters, and Darth Vader just in there. And you couldn't ask for a much better movie than what it is. I've heard the direction of Gareth Edwards and how he's done it. It's fantastic. The cinematography is amazing. The acting is well done. Some of the negatives I've actually heard are just particularly about, really more so that it doesn't follow the traditional Star Wars trope. Doesn't have an opening crawl.
Right.
Like one of the reviewers said, the movie has, like, it tells you the locations of areas where they're going.
Yeah.
Once again, no Jedis.
But I think that's an interesting route that they did that. A lot of Star Wars purists are going to be, kind of against that kind of stuff. I know a lot of people outcried when they said they weren't going to have an opening crawl. And I'll be honest, at first, I was a little against it because, I mean, honestly, we've had movies coming out with Star Wars on it since 1977 with an opening crawl, and we haven't known anything else. But this is a first anthology film. This isn't part of the trilogies.
Yes.
And I mean, what better way to set yourself apart than go against what Star Wars fans consider normal? That will set this movie apart from, in case there's any confusion, you know that this is a separate story and it focuses more on these rebels rather than, you know, the Skywalker family.
And in a lot of ways, I kind of like that it sets itself apart from that, because as much as if you come to love Star Wars for what it is, being a science fiction space opera drama, that's what George Lucas described it. One of the elements that I heard that one of the reviewer I was reading that I kind of like, he said this movie focuses on the war aspect of Star Wars. And he said sometimes in Star Wars, particularly I guess in the original trilogy, maybe not so much the prequels, because it did feature the war. You don't really get to see much of the war aspect of what was going on with these wars. He said this one is full-fledged war. You see prisoners. You see why the Empire is where it's at. You see what the Rebel Alliance is trying to do. And to me, that's very refreshing, because you always hear about it, but you don't really get to see it. You know, Star Wars is, even Force Awakens, it's focused more on the new characters, the new heroes, it's setting up for, for what's going on. You don't really understand why this new Rebel Alliance is fighting against the First Order and all that sort of stuff. Of course, that trilogy has 2 more movies to set itself apart, so that's not really a big deal. But I like the direction they're doing with these anthology films, where it really shows like why this is Star Wars, what's going on, and how it sets itself apart from that.
And as the anthology films continue, like with Rogue One, the planned Han Solo movie, and if they decide to go forward with a Boba Fett movie, if they keep making these anthology films, and it looks like they will, considering this movie is going to make $1 billion easily.
Of course.
It's getting great critic reviews. So we're probably going to see more of these anthology films. It's good for them to set themselves apart, not only with the opening crawl or the dark and gritty tone of the war themes. It's good that you go in, you see this movie, and you go, this is a different kind of Star Wars that I grew up knowing.
Exactly.
And it's good that it set itself apart. That way, the trilogies, whether it be the prequels, the originals, or this new trilogy, it'll be good to see the differences in the anthology films and these, I guess, the Roman numeral films that we're getting right now, the Skywalker family, and it'll make them feel different, and it'll make it more of an event when they come out.
Exactly. It really does. And that was actually the problem I had before Force Awakens came out, when Disney was announcing they were going to do all this stuff. I was wondering about the fatigue factor. I was like, oh man, because Force Awakens had all this merchandise, all this advertising. The movie came out, and it's a well-done movie. I love it. I saw it multiple times. You saw it a few times, so we loved the movie. And so even when Rogue One was in development, I still was sitting there thinking like, is Disney going to really wear this out? Am I going to be tired? Do I really want to keep on buying? Particularly me, I do buy a lot of Star Wars merch. Well, I know you do too, but I buy, like the action figures, all the merchandise, all that sort of stuff. I need to check a picture and show it to you one of these days. I'm a geek. Okay. Anyway, but I was really concerned about the fatigue factor. That's really what I was thinking about Rogue One going into it. After seeing the trailer and reading reviews and seeing all the commercial stuff for it, I wanted a Star Wars movie. Matter of fact, I can deal with a Star Wars movie every year. If it's that same quality, if they're putting that much detail and quality to it, sign me up for a Star Wars movie every year. Yeah.
It's like when all these superhero movies came out, when the boom was really happening around the time Iron Man and you had the Captain Americas, when they started coming out, and now we're getting, I think in 2017, Marvel's got 3 superhero movies coming out, and then we have Justice League and Wonder Woman coming out in 2017. A lot of people are saying how many superhero movies are too many superhero movies, and the same question can be asked about how many Star Wars movies are too many. I don't think they're going to end up releasing more than one a year. Disney's really kind of keeping it to one. But it does kind of lends itself to the marketing and the people they're getting behind the camera and the actors that they're getting. The passion really shows in the final product. And I think the fans, as well as the people behind the camera responsible for the movies, the passion shows and it reciprocates. You know, the we see that they care, and we repay them by getting excited for the movies and going out and seeing it in droves, some people multiple times. So I don't think there's so much of fatigue right now. Not right now. The superhero fatigue may start to set in maybe a little bit after 2017
it can definitely happen. Yeah,
because I don't think we've had this many come out in 1 year. So, but Star Wars, Star Wars has been around since 1977. If we haven't gotten tired of it yet, we probably won't. It's such a beloved franchise that means a lot to so many generations.
It does, and it's such an accessible franchise. You know, and that's what makes it, like you said, such beloved and everything. I don't really think people can really ever really truly kind of get tired of it, because, like you said, if something's good and people look at it, they'll sit there and they'll watch it. I mean, look, we got almost 30 years worth of Simpsons episodes out there. And, you know, while its quality can be debatable, the one thing about it is it's a household name and people will sit there and watch it. I mean, I watched it as a child. My friends watch it as kids. Now their kids are watching it, and they'll probably tell their kids about it when they get old enough too. Who knows, they may still be on. Same thing with Star Wars movies. And, you know, the quality. Disney, one thing they haven't let up so much so this year, and this has been a really good year for them as far as quality movies go, all the way back from Zootopia to Jungle Book to Captain America Civil War.
The list goes on. Moana, the list goes on
Doctor
and on.
Strange, so many movies. Quality. They have really set the quality up for themselves. And I really see that with Rogue One, and I can see that. Rumor has it that episode 8 teaser will probably play during Rogue One.
And that I'm glad you brought that up. Segue into something a little different than Star Wars. You're right. Episode 8 teaser in some places, and in some, I think it's 25 or 30 theaters that where Rogue One is showing in IMAX. They're actually teasing a 7-minute prologue to Christopher Nolan's new movie, Dunkirk.
Yes. Did you see the poster for that?
That's what I'm leading into. The new poster for Dunkirk has come out, and it's a little small, but in the small image, it shows so much story in just that little bit. It shows, I believe, Tom Hardy's character, who's the main character in this movie.
In the background, you see soldiers jumping across, like a convene or off the ships and stuff like that.
Yeah. And convene that's not a word.
I don't know. I'm sorry.
A ravine?
Ravine, thank you. Or a ship. Or a shipwreck. I'm sorry, my brain doesn't work too hard. This thing is too tight on my head. Anyway.
Thinking cap.
Thinking cap. But the Dunkirk. I'm glad you brought that up. The Dunkirk released a new poster. I did not even know about the 7-minute prologue. For those of you who haven't seen, or we've talked about previous episodes about Dunkirk. Dunkirk is a new World War II Christopher Nolan movie that's coming out next July.
Looks amazing. Just from the teaser.
Just from the teaser, you know it's going to be a fantastic. I'm going to use your favorite word again. Cinematography-wise.
Cinematography, man.
It's going to be fantastic. That right there, in 2017 in general, is starting to really shape up with some good movies. But Dunkirk really does seem to set itself apart. It's not like a standard. The way how they're trying to do this is it's not I hate to use the word like a standard war film. It's not your Saving Private Ryan or something. I think along those lines.
This isn't your grandpa's war film.
It's not your grandpa's war. No, what I mean by that is it really. He's going with the attack on Dunkirk that day and how it really affected the lives of the soldiers and the actors that are playing into
Which is really cool for American audiences, because I don't think, at least for myself, as a product of the American education system, didn't really know a lot about Dunkirk, because it didn't really, I don't want to say it didn't affect America, because everything kind of all the countries felt the impact of World War II, but this wasn't really an American battle. So I don't think a lot of Americans know the impact of this battle.
You bring up a good point, because a lot of us, we know about D-Day, we know how that happened.
Yeah, the greatest hits, Iwo
Jima, you know about the attack of Pearl Harbor, all that sort of stuff. We know about what happened that involved America. But as far as everything that involved us, the soldiers over like in Dunkirk, soldiers in Germany or other parts, we don't, cinematography speaking wise, we really don't know much about it.
And I'm so glad Christopher Nolan is deciding to make this story. I've never seen a movie by Christopher Nolan that I've disliked. A lot of people bring up Dark Knight Rises. A lot of people like to make fun of Interstellar. Though those are flawed films, I think he did a really good job of telling the story regardless of the flaws, and I think a lot of people are really hard on those movies. And I think that's
I don't mean to be a Rotten Tomatoes person, but they still have both fresh tomatoes. So
exactly.
I'm just saying, if those were his worst, then
and that's where I think people get hung up. They like to compare Christopher Nolan to himself. And I think that they don't look at the movie in a vacuum. Interstellar, despite its flaws, still was an amazing movie-going experience.
It is.
And I don't think anybody could tell that story the way that Christopher Nolan did.
It is original.
And nobody could do The Dark Knight like Christopher Nolan did. So he did a really good job.
When Anne Hathaway talked about, when she described her feelings about love, I was like,
that's the one everybody likes to point to in Interstellar. I loved that scene.
That was I was like, when you do that, I was like, I was kind of sold.
If you haven't seen Interstellar, go see it right now.
You should see it.
It's amazing.
And if you're not familiar with Christopher Nolan movies, obviously, if you haven't seen the new Batman trilogy, you should go see that.
Pause this, go see Interstellar, come right back, and we'll talk about Interstellar. But yeah, so I couldn't be more excited Christopher Nolan's making this movie. This kind of transformed into a Dunkirk discussion.
We're going to see Rogue One this Thursday. We're going to go. If you guys want to come out and see it with us, you can.
Yeah.
We're going to go see it in IMAX Thursday. So hopefully, fingers crossed, that we could get to see the Christopher Nolan prologue.
And come out if you are going to the movies around that time. Come out and say hey to us.
Say hello to us, or you can even, you know what? If you go to see it yourself and you don't see it with us, because people think you're too much cooler than us, send us any pictures or photos to us on Twitter.
We need friends, and we're a lot more approachable than we look.
Really, we are. We're really, really nice people.
We're just doing this what to watch thing for our friends.
That's all I'm doing.
We really just need more friends.
I feel like Will Smith and I Am Legend.
Yeah, it's just you're making mannequin friends named Carl and So yeah, and just real quick rundown. The Fate and the Furious trailer looks ridiculous and insane.
Wow.
Spider-Man Homecoming trailer looks amazing. War of the Planet of the Apes looks amazing. Let's see. Transformers looks stupid. Had to save that for last.
I have to say this. I'm sorry. I'm glad you said that. Because there are so many people, so many people I've seen talk about, like, oh man, they keep talking about like the great movies of 2017, and they talk about Transformers. And I wanted to be like, are you people blind? Because I'm sorry, please forgive me. It's just
those are people who want clicks. Those aren't critics.
After number 2 and number 3 with Shia LaBeouf, I can't take the franchise
Mark couldn't save the Transformers. Marky Mark, he's going to try to save this one too.
They spent more time talking about how his daughter, who's underage, is married to a guy's overage, and it was under consent based off some law in Maryland. I was like, how in the world do you spend time talking about the legalities of trying to explain, someone's marriage, so it doesn't seem like as underage, versus explain a story about robots.
Get to the fighting robots.
It's just like
your selling point's right there on a silver platter, and you're talking about this.
I grew up. I'll admit to you, I didn't grow up in the age of Transformers. That was kind of past me. My uncle, that was his thing. I watched the cartoon. I have the cartoon movie. I love it. I even have some collectibles.
This episode's all over the place.
No, it's just
you can tell we've been gone a while.
I'm sorry. It's just when you said that. It's just when people say to me like, "This is one of the great movies of 2017." And granted, any of the movies we all talked about, they may not be that great. Who knows? I'm sorry. I'm going out on a limb. Transformers, that last night, no. If you people don't know, it has King Arthur and the Knights of the Round Table. I am not lying to you. Go look it up. It has King Arthur. King Arthur Excalibur. Merlin. Merlin is in the movie.
And they're trying to put in, what's his name? Unicron.
Unicron.
They're trying to ruin Unicron now.
Goodness. It's just, and then it's just like, oh man, Optimus Prime is going evil. I'm sorry.
We're nerding out a little bit.
I am. I'm sorry.
Unicron's a giant planet robot.
I cannot be on board for that.
You can't with Michael Bay anymore. Literally can't.
I just forgave J.J. Abrams because Westworld was a great first season, great show. More so because that was Jonathan Nolan. But J.J. Abrams, you did a good job producing the show as well. Sorry, no, Christopher Nolan, you did nothing wrong. Your name should be mentioned in this. Michael Bay, no, I'm sorry. I don't even care if you never see this. I don't care if this gets seen from 10 years from now. No, I'm sorry. I'm done. I can't. Go ahead. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. There's other trailers and stuff that's going out in 2017. Yeah. I can't support that Transformers one.
I think that's a good. God, you're coughing. You're so upset. You're just gonna face that way, okay, so you don't get. Okay, so that's actually a good place to end this. If you guys like this video, just hit that like button. If you want to see more, hit the subscribe button. And if you want to see all of our videos, go to WRBL.com, click on the Watch tab. You can also follow us on all social medias at WRBL What to Watch. Chris, are you going to be okay? You going to be all right?
I'm a King Arthur in a Transformers movie. I mean, someone approved that. Someone approved that script.
It's okay.
No, it's not okay.
It's okay.
It's not.
All right.
I know there's other problems in America right now, but to me, that's the biggest one. That's the biggest travesty.
It's Michael Bay, ISIS. Michael Bay again.
It's Michael Bay all the way. He's 1 through 100 for me. Seriously. I sound like Stephen A. Smith right now, but seriously, this Joker got some sort of movie coming out.
Yo, Dallas Cowboys.
Yo, Dallas Cowboys. What?